Hello, my name is Nietzsche. I am a dedicated and hardworking illustrator here to present my Risk of Rain 2 submission, The Specialist. I have been working on this project ever since the announcement of the contest, and I wanted to create a survivor that is accessible, but with a high skill ceiling that rewards the player with a fun and explosive kit. From its inception, I wanted to create a survivor who destroys large groups of enemies with high mobility, but with huge downsides in his gameplay, from his base stats to the enemies in the game and the items of the game. Before I get into his abilities, I must talk about his base stats. He has the highest base stats in all categories except for speed, out of all of the survivors. Although, he has the lowest scaling stats of all the survivors. While my numbers may be too high, they are to act as placeholders. For his core design, he is the strongest character early, but no matter what, he will scale like his fellow survivors throughout the items in the game. And now for his abilities. His passive, Reactive Armor, is core to the Specialist's gameplay, being able to use any source of damage as a form of mobility. He uses it as a rocket jump, wisp jump, golem jump, barrel/pot jump. Also, impact crashing, the second part of his passive. Upon landing, he deals damage and stuns enemies around him when he lands. And now for his primaries, the main source of damage and mobility for him. The Battery Cell Launcher, a UES launcher standard with a battery mag standard issue, optical sight, vertical grip for stability, Velcro strap for carrying around while not in combat, a stock for the shoulder, a trigger, and the
polyethylene granulated hand grip with mahogany finish.
It's a rocket launcher. Deals a lot of damage in a wide area. For his alternative primary, the Battery Cell Rifle, the UES prototype rocket rifle, trades for moderate damage, a reduced damage radius, delayed rockets, faster rocket speed, and a bigger magazine. The rifle provides its uses with more mobility and a better understanding of damage priorities than its launcher counterpart. For his secondaries and his utility ability, he uses the 3D printer that it can be found on his back. His first secondary ability, Napalm Trail, prints napalm canisters, and he lights a trail of fire behind him, dealing damage to enemies caught behind him. Sticky Bomb Trail plays around the same concept, but he drops stickies with a delayed explosion and dealing damage to people behind him. And his utility skill, the 3D Shoot, deploys a reprintable parachute and becomes a discount carpet bomber. Be careful around fire, explosives, and enemies. It can be destroyed. And finally, his special is reload and magazine count. He reloads on the left side of his hip. For gameplay purposes, giving the Specialist a special, whether it being utility or damage, would overload his kit. With items taking into account, the Specialist will scale regardless throughout the game and sometimes interact differently to the Specialist. Few examples: Ronald's and Kajaro's bands. Ronald's has a chance for the rocket to become an ice rocket and deal damage upon impact, creating an ice explosion. Kajaro's band has a chance for the rocket to become a fire rocket. Upon impact, sends out seeking fire tornadoes to nearby enemies. Will-O-Wisp has a chance after firing a rocket upon impact to add an extra explosion. Or a Bandolier. It does nothing to his abilities other than just be printer fodder. While I can list all the items that have different interactions with him, I will just put this list on the screen for you and you take a look for yourself. All good? To conclude my submission, the Specialist is a character concept with a straightforward set of skills and base stats that anyone can pick up, but he is a character that rewards the player through understanding the game and rewarding him with fun and explosive mechanics. You may be wondering, where's the story? What's the lore of this character? And so he left with trembling hands. Hello. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. It was a pleasure making this video, creating the submission for Risk of Rain 2's art contest. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, please leave them in the comments down below. I will be happy to read them and have a discussion down below. Again, thank you for watching. Stay safe, have a good day, and check out Risk of Rain 2 if you haven't. It's a fun game. That's it. Goodbye.